Hello, Joe.
Hello, sir. How are
You know
you?
when I say that, it sounds like "Hello, Newman."
Oh,
You
from
remember that?
Seinfeld? Niman. Yeah.
Hello, Newman.
I just, I don't know,
And
maybe a couple of months ago, I finished streaming all those again.
oh,
So
you're
they're up.
kidding! Oh
Yeah.
shit, that's some
It's
funny shit.
it's definitely worth it's hysterical. I love how when you go back and see the first season of like these mega seasons and what the cinematography looked like, what the quality looked like, and then when they get extended for the next year, you see a little step up, and then by the time year three hits, it's like all the bells and whistles going.
Yeah,
You're just
it's
like,
true.
even like with Archer, that cartoon. If you look at the first Archer, the characters are all like, looking like Gumbies or something like that. But then you get to season two, you see the upgrade, and then season three, you see the upgrade. So it's just funny to do that because you don't notice it when you're watching, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Newman, what's up, Newman?
Well, it looks like the market's trying to dump a little bit here.
Which one? I mean, crypto or equities? Gosh, looking at everything.
Crypto. I mean, it's not dumping, but there's been some nice drops here. Let me go back to the videotape. Let's see. BTC 45,696. So down 1.5%. Well, now 0.60%. That was weird. But just felt like there was a bit of a dump happening. But maybe not so much. Maybe I'm just fucking making shit up in my head. Oh no, we had a little. Yeah,
Yeah,
we got some 24-hour movement here.
there was some talk about it in a few of the channels. I didn't really see anything to be worried about.
All my bros in fucking material indicators keep me on edge all the fucking time because they all think like the whole fucking world is crashing down. So
It will eventually. I don't know. Maybe in your great grandkids' lifetime. I don't know. Who the fuck? You know, it's hard when I was kind of thinking about that today because, um, you know, uh, I guess when you're running like 30 different deals and you're just tracking up and down and buying and selling, it's actually pretty easy because
yeah,
once you're in it, you don't feel as stressed. But when you're only doing a couple, or you're
yep,
really kind of, then all of a sudden the stress really goes up, and that's what I don't really like.
yeah.
So
Hey, on a real quick note, I would encourage everyone to take a look at dropstab.com. I have no financial interest in this organization, although if they'd like to pay me for promoting it, I'm here. Um, but this to me is a superior product to CoinGecko and to CoinMarketCap. I think they do a much better job presenting information, giving me all the links, letting me see what's up. To me, it's a superior product, and their mobile app is awesome. The only downside to this thing is, in order to save like favorites and shit, they don't have a wallet login. You've got to register with an email address. But other than that, I really like this product. And this product is also from the same people that I use for my for this Telegram bot. Here, let me switch screens.
yeah, they look pretty good. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. I like it.
Yeah.
I always like dark mode screens myself as default.
Well, and
Uh,
I love this bot they have. Let me see if I can go back and share this real quick. Hold on. Their bot is called EtherDrops Tracking Bot. I think
yeah,
it's the same company. Anyway, it lets you keep track of all your wallets, other people's wallets, um, a, a portfolio of tokens, the whole bit. And any transactions that happen in those wallets get notified. It has multiple chains. This is the tool I go to in Telegram for just pulling up a list of coins. Hold on. I forgot to fucking share it. Hold on. How do I change the share? I guess I just have to pick it
I
again.
see yours right. Add to stream.
Nah, but it won't let me. I got to change the screen
Oh, got it.
because I got to move to Telegram.
Oh yeah.
Um, but this is going to be for 10 seconds. But see, like I can keep a portfolio of coins. I can set triggers like 5% drop, 3% drop, 1% drop. I can set triggers to tell me when a sale goes through. Like, see these down here?
Yeah.
I can set triggers to say if there's a trade for Ethereum of more than $500,000, I want to see it. It alerts you if something's front run. It has links to charts and everything else in it. This is a really phenomenal bot. I mean, it's really fantastic. It tracks wallet movements, wallet sales. You can change the time frame for the portfolio stuff from 1 hour to 24 hours, and it refreshes in place. 12 hours, it'll show you. It's just it's a really fantastic product. If you want to pull up a coin on the fly because you want to look up something, you just type in / and the coin name, and it gives you the latest on it. Allows you to link to the drops tab chart info. You can keep it here and refresh it whenever you want. It's a really, really well done product, and that along with their browser product is just fantastic. I use the hell out of that tool all day long, like all day, not nonstop. So
Yeah, it looks cool.
it's
I
very
like
good.
it. I haven't really, I use like Coin Gecko, and I just see them as a, like that one Ether drops panel where they're all there up, down, and then I can scroll in if I want to see more. Me, I'm just trying to get less information.
Yeah.
But really concise and tight. So,
right.
And then I can go dig in if I have to. Otherwise, I just start spiraling into these, it just never ends.
Yeah.
So,
well, I just think I like the data that Drops Tab gives me. Like, I don't have a portfolio set here yet, but I have a few coins favorited in the watch list. And it to me, it's just a superior presentation of what's going on and how to get to any information I need on a coin. It has candles, so it has the trading view, and then it also has this kind of line chart view. Just all the way around, anything I want to find something about a coin, this is where I go now. I don't use CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap anymore. I really like this product.
Yeah, you get used to it.
Stefan's giving a little bit of it back.
Hey, man, did you see that thing about the CMO of Metis getting arrested?
What?
Yeah, I saw that was up today at a channel earlier, and I don't know what.
What?
I didn't hear anything about it.
Hold on. What?
There was a couple people talking about it.
Let me see.
Metis. And these are pro Metis people. That's why I was kind of like, what?
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, here,
what did he get arrested for? Been jailed for probation for 21 months for domestic violence against his wife and kid in 2019. Great. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's just showing me I keep getting the way CFO, the daughter.
21 months he got for domestic assault.
Let me see.
He's a formal, what the hell's a baseball journalist doing being the chief marketing officer for a blockchain project?
What about the guy at Tether? What the fuck was he?
Oh, well, I don't know.
I was like, that's one of those things coming out of your mouth. You're just like, oh yeah, that's not going to age well.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
All right, let's see what we got here.
He took a knife and threatened to remove the baby she was carrying in her womb.
What the fuck, man? Yeah.
Punched the victim in the knees, hit her on the head, on her ears, pushed her, dragged her on the ground, slapped her, bit her, spat in her face, head-butted her, shook her, pulled her hair, and grabbed her by the shoulders while threatening to throw her off a balcony. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not seeing any of this. I'm just seeing Metis CFO arrested. It's just showing me a bunch of other shit.
He went to a 2-month psychiatric treatment program, and after the program ended, he attended weekly sessions. I guess
he's in Florida. Okay.
I guess he reoffended.
Yeah, it looks like he didn't show up for something. I'm in the Miami Herald real quick because I guess paywall. Because it sounds like this guy's in Tampa or St. Pete or something. Another domestic violence arrest for. Oh no, that's a different one. But yeah, what's the guy's last name? What's the Metis guy's last name?
Jonah Carey, Keri.
Oh yeah, Jonah Carey sentenced to 21 months. Okay, so I found it finally.
Wow. All right.
No, fuck, you deserve it for that shit, man.
Yeah, look, I mean, this guy's saying it gives him serious concern for this investment. That's just fucking FUD. It's like, come on, dude. Like, look, I'm sure they didn't know that he had a domestic violence past when he joined the firm, or they wouldn't have hired him. So, look,
They should have checked that, though. I mean, that's
well, I mean,
reviewable.
Do you?
I do.
Okay.
It's $25 to do a criminal background check.
Yeah, that's true.
And the easiest way is just Google it and put their name at the top. I mean, people have brought people to meetings with me that I'm like, this guy just got out of jail for 6 years, for investment fraud. And I'm like, did you even Google this guy? And they're like, really? It's on Google? And I'm like,
holy shit.
Nice guy.
So evidently there is more stuff in the past.
Particularly in South Florida.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no, this wouldn't have been difficult because look at this article. There's a lot more you need to know about Jonah Carey. Has never been a good guy. But it's so odd.
It seems so weird, but you just have to think of someone's judgment, and
That's
if
true.
they'll do stuff like that, to a pregnant wife, I guess, or something.
Yeah.
And what do they really even care about the money or the business or what? It kind of brings all these, judgment issues to fore. But, it's just something I thought you would know because we talk about Vitalik's mom a lot.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I wonder if they've given a statement at Metis. I mean, is this a new, or they just somebody dug this up from the past, or did this happen? It says
he was sentenced today, or sentenced on the 24th, March 24th. Sorry.
Wow.
But he admitted to it all. 14 incidences of violence. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like that stuff should get picked up in the hiring.
It also seems like Metis should be speaking about it.
Yeah. I mean, this is where we need one of your legendary press releases. Well, we met him at a Nobel Laureate conference, and he was doing good things with the Dalai Lama. And next thing we know... And unfortunately, we apologize for that. So
that's not a good look. Not a good look, because they are very much a women oriented. I mean, they came from the ETH women group. That's messed up.
I'm surprised they'd go hire a dude for CFO for that. Like, if it was an all women's kind of.
Well, they have men there too, I mean, but yeah, you would think they'd get a woman for that.
Yeah, what do you need the guys around to keep track of the money for you? I mean, that just makes no sense.
So you remember I talked about waves last week in this thread about how they keep selling and borrowing against the USDC to make money, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So the founder of Waves pulled out his own thread, and he's claiming that it's not them. They've never borrowed against or sold, that it is actually Alameda Research doing the manipulation of Waves price and organizing FUD campaigns to trigger panic selling.
Really? Wow, that's really a good way to go after. I mean, these crypto VCs, I always look at them as sort of VCs are a tad bit shady in general. Right. But the crypto VCs, it's just a whole nother level.
Well, and here's the thing though. I mean, Alameda is FTX, right? It's what's his name? It's oh God, seriously, am I going to draw a blank on his name now? This is what happens, people, when you get in your 50s. Words just go fucking out the door for you.
I know, ever since I turned 39, it's been a total pain in the ass. Where'd my coffee cup go?
You're not aging well.
Where'd my coffee cup go?
You're not Sam Bankman-Fried.
Oh yeah, him. Yeah, everybody always loves him, man.
Yeah, he's Mr. So this happens, right? And then the Waves responds and says, this is Alameda, this isn't us, essentially, right? And he's basically claiming that Alameda is the one that created this thread that I read last week, right? So he's claiming to show the supply and that they've never done it, et cetera, et cetera. And then he tagged a bunch of fucking influencers. And then today, so then over the weekend, in order to block them, where is it? In order to block them, the Waves founder makes a proposal to liquidate all shorters. So I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly how it would work. I guess because they control the exchange. I don't know. Wait, let me find it.
Maybe buy.
Hold on.
If you want to wipe them out, squeeze them.
Here it is. I think he said it, what he was going to do in the thread. Hold on. No. Okay, so I think he announced it separate. Hold on, let me see. Anyway, it was just like, seriously, people.
So, well, yeah, I mean, look, VCs, you can't do that with a public company stock.
Right.
You can't be
controlling it.
Yeah,
manipulating it.
Exactly. Hedgies can do different things around, straddling the price, going long and short, or writing it down. But, all of that stuff's supposed to be out in the open.
Yeah.
With this. So Alameda doing that, that's if they are doing it. It's also a pretty big accusation.
It is a huge accusation, and they have the money to sue you into fucking oblivion.
Yeah, but if, the math doesn't lie, and if it is there recorded, then, then they're dead in the water too. It's not like a bunch of them don't already do it.
So he's saying, so I guess they control, so Waves controls Vyers Finance, which is the lending protocol on Waves, right? And so the proposal is to prevent price manipulation and protect the ecosystem. I propose to temporarily reduce the liquidation threshold for Waves and USDN borrowing to 0.1%. I also propose to limit the maximum borrow APR to be 40%. So essentially, he's going to just fucking liquidate anybody that was shorting it on Vyers.
Yeah, I mean,
they have 7 days to repay all their loans.
To everybody who borrowed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, that's interesting. I don't know how you go just arbitrarily. I guess you can just call everybody's loans. I mean, banks do that all the time.
Yeah.
But usually you give a little notice. I guess he's given notice right here.
He's given 7 days. But here's the comment. So we're trying to pass a proposal that would instantly liquidate users on a whim. Who would ever use Vyers again after this? It's a pretty valid point.
Well, what could you I mean, that's again has the take my ball and go home feel to it.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
It's petty.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know. It's everybody always says spectrum people, but it seems like a lot of tech people and finance people are introverted.
Yeah.
And so they tend to do stuff in these self-contained little bubbles, and it's better to take a breath. And it's hard, CT totally. Going back and forth. But you shouldn't really be signaling out people, and even if they're doing what you don't want, and you shouldn't be accusing necessarily VC funds. I mean, you say something like, well, we've never traded those shares or those tokens. The only people I know who own significant blocks to be able to trade those tokens are funds X, Y, and Z.
Right.
So if anybody's doing it, I have nothing to think this, it would be one of them. That's just something like that. You don't just accuse them because we didn't do it. And so you turn it on everybody to figure out who did do it. And then, you can figure out who's telling the truth and who's not. But, I've had run-ins with VCs and bankers in the past. And the thing is, they always want something.
Right.
So you just figure out what they want and you give it to them. It's always money, and or something special. And you fix that as you can, you negotiate, but still, I don't know. I mean, what is your reading on where that's going to go next?
I have no fucking clue. I want to check and see if it's depegged. It has depegged. Oh shit!
Which ones? USDN.
That's the stablecoin USDN on Waves. It's depegged 13%.
Jeez.
That's not a good look.
I'm getting. Oh, Neutrino, is that it?
Neutrino? Yeah.
87 cents off 9. It's bouncing back though.
Yeah, it was down to 82 and a 0.4. 80, yeah, 82.3. Woo!
Is that to get all the VCs buying?
But here's the thing, dude. It's like these people, man. It's like, I get it. I guess it's just from years of having committed hot-headed responses before on my own.
Oh yeah,
that I've learned to take a fucking breath most of the time right? Except when like arguing with my wife and kids. And and
Well, that's just because you love them the most. Come on.
exactly. But it's like, dude, you have now taken what was already a bad controversy and created a worse controversy. And it was bad enough. Okay, it's one thing to come up here and make this accusation about Alameda Research. If you think they are doing this, provide the proof and let the community decide. But then to go like show that you're going to totally manipulate everything about a lending protocol on your blockchain, which has nothing but that lending protocol, you've just destroyed your image. You've destroyed the reputation of the project. And now you've basically destroyed the only thing providing TVL for your project.
Yeah.
That's
it makes no sense.
pitiful.
Alameda, I suspect, was probably a funder of them, right?
I have no idea who funded
Okay.
it. I mean, they've been around since I think 20. I think Drops tab tells you when they ICO'd. Hold on.
Hey, you did see that news that on Elon Musk buying up a chunk of Twitter.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, I thought he already owned it.
and then the market fucking bounces like crazy. And I'm like, first of all, it says he's a passive investor. And second of all, what the fuck would he do anyway? I mean, why is the entire stock market responding to fucking Elon Musk buying 9% of Twitter? I don't understand it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just thought it was, it's funny because I bet Kathy Woods must have a really good relationship with him because they do tend to.
Yeah, she's been shilling the fuck out of Tesla for a long time.
Yeah, but I mean, she's also in Twitter and, she's in a lot of these other ones, these new, I don't know what, new economy, new tech, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And I thought it was kind of funny to see him come around and drop some money into Twitter and, bump it 20%.
Yeah, totally.
Like that. But I just threw that in. I didn't want to distract you. Sorry.
No, it's funny because the other day, Dorsey did this whole fucking, the good old days of the internet, blah, 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 blah. And I gave a little tirade reply to him because I was like, dude, not that he's ever going to read anything I write, but it's like, and there's a lot that I like about Jack, but his whole fucking Bitcoin maximalism shit is just fucking
annoying
kills me. And it's like, Jack, I was there before you were there in the internet. And I know what the good old days were like. The good old days were banging your fucking head against the wall to get a fucking trumpet windsock connection working. I was there before commercial internet. So this whole fucking delusion that everything was wonderful and perfectly decentralized back then. Yeah, sure, it was decentralized and there was nobody fucking there. The commercial internet created all of the benefits that we've gotten from it. Connected world, reduced borders, reduced boundaries. People are more willing to listen and talk to other people. Yes, it's created more strife, more anger, more bullshit, more stupidity. And yes, your company has, too much control. But, if you reach his age, he's got to be late 40s, mid 40s. You reach his age, you reach a point in life where you realize that all the shit that gives you angst in the world is part of the world fucking evolving, right? And this whole idea that somehow, it's just terrible and horrible and we need to go back to the days of decentralized internet. We need decentralized everything, but we had to have this shit. We had to have this shit before we could have that again. Because if you don't have the pain, you're never going to get back to it. They made it easy. They got us all in, and now we can get everybody to decentralize again. Anyway,
it was all the advertising models. You had to commercialize it. You had to have revenue, and sure, it's annoying as shit, and that's why you go to Firefox, and that's why you do everything without commercials,
without Facebook, without Twitter, without all these things. We would not have 1 billion or so people on the internet communicating together. It wouldn't have happened.
Probably 3 or 4 billion, I guess, at this point.
Whatever. Right? I don't know what the number's like, but
it's a huge number.
A huge number, and it's had massively positive impacts on the world and massive negative impacts. I think the positives outweigh the negatives, and I think we have to learn our lessons and evolve and grow. So I don't know. He's just, between his Bitcoin maximalism and his hand wringing, I just kind of get fucking annoyed. It's like, dude.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of his either. It's a little
I actually do like a lot of other things that he does. Like he gives a ton of his money to charity. He's an advocate for UBI. He was an Andrew Yang supporter. I mean, all those are all
there we
things that
go.
I like about the guy, right? And I think he's smart, and I think he has the power, like with Square, whatever it's called now, Block, and Cash App. He has this massive potential to introduce the world to DeFi, but instead he's a maximalist. So all he's going to do is introduce the world to money that just fucking lays there. So that's where he annoys me. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he'll come around to your satisfaction.
Yeah, he's totally going to listen to me. Totally. So
send him a tweet right now. Jack, you listening to me?
Yeah. Jack's listening live. Has he posted any comments in the StreamYard?
I don't see no comments from Dorsey yet.
So this sprung up over the weekend. I guess over the weekend. I think that's when it started up. This is called the TweetDAO. And essentially what it is a Twitter account controlled by people that own 1,000 TweetDAO NFTs that sold for $2,500 to $3,500 each. Somebody had a brilliant fucking idea and thought, okay, if I do this, the Twitter account will get followed a lot because it's a really interesting concept. Everybody that owns one of the NFTs gets one tweet per day on the TweetDAO account.
Okay.
That's
that's 1,000 a day?
No. Yeah. So 1,000 tweets a day if everybody used it.
Yeah.
So whoever spun this up made 300 grand. Essentially. I mean, I don't know what the original mint was, but brilliant concept. I love shit like this. I love shit that just kind of like spins.
Well, what does it do next?
They said nothing. So
they just keep the 300 and go, hey, what a fucking great idea. Everybody gets a handy NFT memorable replica or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they can tweet on this account, right? Like, now look, if you're somebody with 25 or 200 or I think you have 4 followers, right, Joe, or something like that.
I think 14.
So, it takes a long fucking time to build up a big following in crypto Twitter, right? This thing in a couple of days has 10,000 followers. So spending 2,500 or $3,000 to be able to tweet once a day to 10,000 people in crypto Twitter, not a bad investment.
No, I mean, particularly, I'd be interested in seeing where, individuals, where they were follower-wise the day before they joined TweetDAO or bought the NFT, and where they were after.
Yeah, they don't. Well, you don't know.
You
don't
really
know
curious.
Because you don't know who they are.
Yeah, that would be pretty. Because then you could make you take that data and then you do your next one, and now
no, but they aren't getting
piece.
Followers personally from this.
Yeah.
Right? They don't get followers because they don't disclose. They don't tweet from their own account, so nobody knows who's sending the tweet unless they say this is from, B05 Crypto. Oh. So they're not gaining any personal followers, but they do now have a platform to tweet at 10,000 people in crypto Twitter, and that may grow. And at the same time, if the Twitter account grows, let's say the Twitter account gets to 100,000 followers, well, those NFTs are going to go up in value because being able to reach 100,000 crypto Twitter people is a pretty valuable thing. So the model has a ton of potential, I think. Right? You take this platform, you create it, you build a ton of followers, and then the value of the NFTs can go up because the following of the Twitter account grows. So then having the ability once a day to tweet to 100,000 crypto people is a pretty valuable thing for most people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, that's very cool. Very clever.
Yeah, very clever. Very clever. Why didn't you think of that, Joe?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what we could think about next. Make a quick 300K this afternoon.
I'm going to take over my daughter's TikTok account and sell it.
There you go. It's the new dad dance.
Yeah. If anybody wants to check it out, it's at the TweetDAO, on Twitter. So, let's see what else we got here. Okay. Oh, real quick. Somebody took over the Pudgy Penguins collection, and actually a lot of crypto influencers are in here, which is interesting because this is essentially an acquisition, Joe. in the NFT space.
Mhm.
So for $2.5 million, they got 8,888 digital penguins and paid 750 ETH for it. And he continues to get the royalties from future resales of the project. And these 29 penguins sold for 68 ETH. And these are fairly valuable collection. So really interesting from a financial perspective to see somebody coming in and saying, you know what, I'll spend $2.5 million, and maybe they have an idea for creating gaming around it or some other functionality to increase the value of the penguins, right? So I think there's a ton of potential here. We'll see what happens, but I like the move. I like the model. If you're somebody who knows what you're doing and you know how to really kind of get out to market with these NFTs and really make them bigger, that's great. The founder of Nansen, Alex, is loves these, has a bunch of these, absolutely loves this collection. So I think it's got some potential. So we'll
I
see.
wonder why nobody's come in and bought like the Chainbinders NFTs.
I don't know. Maybe because nobody knows about them.
I mean, we've talked about this one a couple times. With those NFTs actually physically backed by ETH, they have a burn value that's probably approaching 0.9 ETH about now, or 0.85 or something. So, you can there it is right there. Yeah. And, so you have a thing that has real value plus subjective value.
I still love the model. I
do too, man. I think it's an awesome
Roy and
play.
Ray were fucking brilliant with this model.
I'm just surprised. I mean, I know May came and everybody got just gutted, but I'm just surprised they haven't done more with this. I mean, does Roy own it all, or does Ray own it all, or what?
It's Roy's project.
Got it.
Right. But I don't think Roy's really doing much with it right now. And I think Roy has 400 other million things to deal with. But, I love this fucking model. I think it's brilliant, and I'm still holding mine. So let's walk everybody quickly kind of through this concept, right? So this was a collection of NFTs with deep stories behind them, videos behind all of them, lots of really powerful character buildup behind all of the characters in the NFTs, right? And they were beautifully designed, multiple rarities, just really beautiful work. And the way it worked was you had to buy in order to get these NFTs, you had to buy the BND token, and the BND token was only used for this scenario. So you paid for the BND token, you went to the gachapon machine and you spun for it, which is the DokiDoki model, which is a gachapon machine. So you would randomly get whatever NFT came up in the spin of the DokiDoki gachapon machine. The beauty of it is that the 50% of the NFTs were backed by the Ethereum used to purchase the BND. Mm-hmm. And so, 50% of it. And so what happens is the model, let me make sure I structure through the model, but the model was that you could burn your NFT, and if you burned your NFT, you'd get back what you paid for it minus 15%. If it was one of the 50% of the NFTs that were backed by ETH, you could burn your NFT and you would get back what you paid for it minus 15%, right? And then the 15% that you gave up of your original buy price would go into the pool for all of the people that held on. And then every time somebody did that, the value of each of the NFTs would exponentially grow. So every time that 15% of the original purchase price was put back into the pool, let's say you had one that was worth 0.9 ETH, right? You would get some piece of that 15% left. So the game here is that the last person standing with an NFT has the potential to walk away with, maybe $1 million or so bucks. And so the more you hold your NFTs, the longer you hold your NFTs, the higher the value of it, because the more people that burn their NFTs to get their cash out, the more value you have. And essentially, it's just basically a locking mechanism for Ethereum. It's almost like Lido staking for Ethereum proof of stake, right? Because you're staking your ETH in this pool and you're earning more back. Now, the downside to it was that only 50% of the tokens had this value behind them. So, you spun, you got some with value and some without value. But at the end of the day, if you're willing to hold on to them, you're not desperate for the cash, this is a great way. And these are still available. I mean, you can still buy these, there's still some in the machine. So,
but also remember,
ton of potential.
Yeah, when this went off too, you see these 0.9 values around ETH. I think the value was 0.7-ish when it first went. But remember,
my value's inclined greatly in terms of ETH.
Well, no, I'm not. I mean, percentage-wise, yes, but also that the price of the ETH back then was like $1,800, $2,000.
Absolutely.
So not only you've gotten the 65-70% bump on that over time too. So I thought it was a great concept. It just needed a bigger team going forward, dedicated just to it, and more money, because they got the product, they got everything you could release stuff with. They could do content, they could do, games, they could do, it's all there for it. With all the effort they put, I'm surprised they didn't take it further.
I'm telling you, there was so much opportunity here. You know what? I'm gonna DM Roy and see what's going on with it. And here's the thing: this to me is also just a brilliant model, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're doing a raise for a project, whether it's NFT or not, this is a really brilliant model, because here's what you can say to investors, right? If you're doing this, not financial advice, do your own research, blah, blah, blah. What you could say to investors is this: you put $1,000 in here, you have a 50% chance that, or a chance that $500 of that $1,000, or a 50% shot that the NFTs that you spend to get will hold value, because we're going to take half the reserve pool, half the invested funds, and tie them to the NFTs. So at the end of the day, even if, let's say you and I were doing a project and we did this as the model, right? And then the project fails, something happens, it gets exploited, whatever. At the end of the day, everybody that had an NFT that was worth something and held it and didn't sell, right, can get their value back out, and the project earns its money. So to me, it's a really brilliant model. It's a really, really smart mechanism. And I think there are ways to alter it and make it even better. So I am a little surprised nothing more has come from it, but that is what it is. But I love this model, and I'm holding, man. I'm holding for $1 million. I'm going to be the last fucking diamond hand man standing.
I'll be dead by then. I'm not worried. Tell your grandkids I said congratulations. If we're even looking at computer screens by that point.
Yeah.
Or if NFTs have any value at all.
Yeah. But anyway, very cool model. You guys check it out. You can go to DokiDoki, DokiDoki.com and take a look at them. I encourage you to check it out and do your research and see if it's something you want to mess with, because like I said, look, and the guys at DokiDoki are brilliant. I feel bad that they haven't had more traction for their project. But a little bit of news, Joe. A little bit of news. You know that they're replacing Doki and Azuki, right?
With the Gacha one?
Yeah. But did you check your Azuki price yesterday?
Oh, I did see it. It was like 24 cents yesterday. Of course, I didn't sell
You know what
it,
happened? A bunch of people in the group decided, well, if this fucking coin's going away anyway, let's see if we can pump it and tie it to the other Azuki NFT project that is very popular, right? There's like this popular Azuki NFTs project. I don't know what they did or how they did it. I just caught flashes of it in a Discord, but they actually, like a group of, not the people that run the project, a group of holders went out and somehow attached Azuki token to the Azuki NFT project, and there was a massive pump yesterday of the Azuki.
Yeah, I didn't see. I knew it was because of that, but I didn't see anybody claiming to have done that. I saw some people speculating in one of my channels that has I think the top 10 heaviest hitters. Well, not the insiders, but everybody else. And they were saying, "Oh, it would be really funny. We should be talking this up a little bit to see if people keep confusing, because it's all on layer one.
Yeah.
So it's all Ethereum buying. So
Yeah.
to me, that's just classic NFT rookies.
Yeah,
Coming
totally.
in.
But
So
anyway,
did you sell? Did you sell?
No. Whoever did it, did it. Somebody did something yesterday because, just on a whim, Azuki doesn't just fucking pump.
But there was that NFT sale. So,
Yeah,
and it is, everybody thinks Azuki's a unique name.
Maybe they just, but I mean, all it takes is look at the fucking listing on CoinMarketCap or wherever and see it's been around for a year and a half.
Yeah, but we saw that with, what was one recently where everybody was buying the wrong one? And shit, I can't remember. But there's, so again, pay attention, everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're going and chasing down Japanese anime themes, you should know your product better.
Yeah.
Azuki's a very common name.
So. Yeah, exactly. So,
but hey, back to that for 1 second. I don't want to leave that right away. What I was when I saw that go to 20 cents, of course, it was at 13 or so afterwards. I thought about it because I know this snapshot hasn't been taken for the airdrop and everything.
No, yeah.
And supposedly more value is going to be coming to people who use the gotcha machines and bought NFTs and played Chainbinders and all of that, which, I have much more there than I ever held in Azuki or Doki. So I was thinking about maybe dumping the Azuki and waiting for it to dip when everybody figures it out and then buying back in before the snapshot.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's up 20x in 4 days. So it's up 7 or 8x right now.
I mean, it's still up 4x from the 31st.
Yeah, I don't think my entry point was down there, though. I think my entry point was significantly higher.
I'm sure it was. But here's where it was a fucking year ago.
Yeah, but I definitely, I remember I'm sitting here thinking about a year back from now, and I'm going, man, that year went pretty fast.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
But it wasn't really a lot of fun. The fun kind of ended last May. And then picked back up through Pumptober, and then it's been a fucking slow bleed out since then.
Yeah. And it's sad because this new protocol they've built is fucking brilliant, and it's what's needed in the space. It's great for gaming. He's just got to do more biz dev. You know what? I'm gonna reach out. I got to give him a hand.
You got to see if you can help him out a little bit.
Yeah,
because they need it. Because they got the two things going. They got this into the gotcha permissionless protocol, and then they've got this portrait NFT portrait thing. What is that called? PFPs or something?
Yeah.
Well, that's play for pay, I think. But I don't know. I don't get what these NFT things what he's doing there for like avatar stuff. For like your Twitter handle pic or your those profile picture NFTs. I'm sorry. Do you have one of those yet?
No.
Okay. I don't really. Doesn't do a lot for me. But I have a hard enough time even getting anything in those little circles. But I definitely think that the gotcha permissionless protocol is going to rock. And I definitely think Chainbinders has future. And I definitely think when they give us all the airdrop stuff for all the gotcha machine spins and everything, that's going to be a pretty sizable chunk of the gotcha token.
Yeah.
Where there's going to be revised tokenomics. So there's a lot more ways for that to appreciate and keep all the developer teams incentivized. Because, most people don't know it, but in their original play, they didn't do enough for developers and founders. And they got caught short. Because I seem to remember discussions of my own with other people, but I think that kind of hurt them a little bit in the big VC run up afterwards because they didn't have anything else to sell the VCs.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So they'll have that problem fixed. And, to me, I think that would be the type of thing that then gets them really going. So that's why I hold. And, if this thing, I think it's still, I don't remember what I bought in. I think I got in at 10 cents or maybe 30 cents, some 10, some 30, a little bit on the way up. Dumped some at the top, then bought a bunch on the way down again. My usual modus operandi.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. And now we just got to wait for it to come back.
That's it, dude. That's it.
But I still like it. And, it is refreshing to look at, wow, 1236.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's amazing it held it,
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty amazing. You know what? Let me see if I have anything else urgent.
I got a couple little things, but
okay. Arthur P. Hayes did a really bullish piece on Ethereum. I encourage everyone to read it. It's cryptohaze.medium.com. It'll be in the show notes. Really, really like bullish. So that's cool. And I'm going to do this one tomorrow. But looks like, and I haven't deciphered it all yet. Looks like Cello, whatever it is modularizing blockchains. So you remember how we were talking about the layer zeros last week?
Yeah. Cosmos
and Polkadot. They seem to be doing something similar. So that's interesting. And it's not crypto.com actually doing it, it's the project, but I need to look at that a little more deeply. And then I climbed a little deeper into the whole 4-pool, 3-pool, and now 2-pool thing on Curve and Frax and Terra and UST and all that. But we'll talk about that a little bit more when I get a chance tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, mine is I'll just do a quick share.
Let me get out of here.
You don't have to. I can just do it.
I do have a hard stop at 1 today, Joe.
Yeah, I'm just going to kick through these fast, just because a couple things. One was
oh, sorry, I pulled you off.
Oh, that's okay. This one again, talking up Solana again. Worth reading. Daily Hodl, talking about some big moves, whatever. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I looked at Solana and Phantom and Avalanche and everything today. All the layer ones, they're all up.
Yeah.
So they're all booming. So again, while we talk about these layer ones a lot, if they're up like this, I tend to look for what's coming next at this point.
Right.
Because Solana, I was in that thing in single digits, in and out 3 or 4 times. And then got to where I just said, I'm done. It's too frothy for me. And that's when I started doing AVAX and Phantom. But just these all have plays. But look, how many of these are we really going to need in the future? How many car companies are there? I mean, there was like 8,000 back in 1905.
Right.
It's what, 3? So, you got to think that through. But, over that 120 plus 20 years ish, that means 1,000 companies or 8,000 companies got sold or bought or went out of business and sold IP or went bankrupt.
Yeah.
So, you have to sort of, again, execution risk. And, no one could look at those 8,000 car companies and say, oh, it's going to be Ford.
Exactly.
You can't pick those. So, just think about that when you're looking at things like this and versus, say, the protocols that lay on top of the different chains.
Right.
This I thought was interesting. A Tesla deal. Tesla taps MakerDAO powered lender for $7.8 million real estate deal. So they went to I don't know what, a 6S Capital, a commercial lender powered by MakerDAO, and I guess they securitized it with their BTC holdings.
Right.
So nothing really. Hey, wow, that's amazing. But still,
but those are those first steps that are really important, man. Really important.
Public company putting BTC down as collateral for a loan. And it's in these under collateralized protocols. So, I started thinking about that. So when you go to the bank and you say, okay, I want to borrow $7.9 million and they want collateral, they usually want like 2 times coverage, something like that, I would think these days. And so if you're coming in with BTC and you're borrowing at 75-85% ratio, you're not putting up twice the money, essentially. So that's the kind of stuff, again, that's really good because, capital velocity, all of those things. So I thought that was pretty cool since we're talking about them. And then this one I got TVL and DeFi nears lifetime high. TVL dominates by 54% of it is Ethereum. So now we got it up to 231 billion. The all-time high is 256 billion as of December 2nd. And then it talks about, different, what article is, this is something called news. So you might want to.
Bitcoin.com, dude.
Okay, thanks. There it is, Bitcoin.com. And so, this has a lot of good data in it. So if you go through this article, if you really understand TVL, I mean, I'm using it for a project myself. But this is really good current data because you see a lot of numbers moving around.
Yeah.
This was Solana. This one I just saw this mentioned in a chat today. I know nothing about it. It's in one of my good chats. Sphere Finance, and it looked like was this? I can't remember who was doing anything in it, but I want to dig into this, and I recommend you do it too, Brad. Just get your perspective. But is this the pollen? No, this is Sphere. It's doing a bunch of stuff that I haven't figured out yet, but I recommend looking at it because
send me the links to both of those.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, and then this was where was this one? And this one I just saw listed right before we came live. PolynomialFi, and this looks like some singles. They're doing a trading strategy, a covered call trading strategy. You can see this, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And which I thought, considering some of the other stuff we've done, automated strategy that generates yield by running an SETH fully collateralized ETH covered call strategy. And, basically getting 36.6% APY. And then we got, it looks like a automated strategy that generates yield by running SUSD collateralized ETH put selling strategy. And it looks like about 27%. So we talk about these different APYs and yields and different aspects of, say, DeFi.
Right.
This is another one to look at.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something like this. I mean, again, I don't know the people that referred it. They're very credible. So I have nothing to think anything less. But again, this is, you look at all of them, they all kind of look like this.
Right.
So that was the last one I had, but I'll send you those links so that you can have them. And let me pull this one out. Is it this one? Yeah, because there we go. I don't know where my camera went.
I don't know, Joe.
Oh, here we go. Hold on.
Maybe it just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah. I see what happened here. No, it's just my second screen. Oh, here we go. Now we're back in business. Sometimes, my cheap ass stuff. Now I'm back. Oh yeah. All right. So we're just looking at this. My camera's down for now, so we'll keep talking.
Okay.
Oh, lots of comments.
Eamon, I was replying to Eamon, so it doubles them up. Eamon said, 4pool is nuts, man. And then he said, oh, yeah, he was listening. He said, and then USDN unpegged. I'm not sure what the difference is between the mechanisms USDN/waves. Well, somebody was talking last week about that UST is vulnerable, which was why the big move with the BTC backing. I have no idea the mechanics of it, though, dude. I haven't climbed into it at all, but definitely something to be observed and looked at, I think. But I did say I saw somebody saying that UST obviously could be vulnerable to a depeg, but that there was like a cliff, a threshold somewhere where it could be, full on disaster. But I think they're far from that right now. And I think the difference is that Terra, UST, Do Kwon are, aggressively pursuing partnerships and deals. They're doing this thing with Frax and MetisDAO and others to create this 4pool. So I think that obviously they're working it harder in the ecosystem to make it sustainable, but there's always a risk, I guess. I just don't know all the mechanisms of how Terra functions, and I just haven't climbed into that thing deep enough. So all the guys at Yunt love it, or some of the guys at Yunt love it. I shouldn't say all of them, but they definitely are in it. They said, could that depeg happen on UST and cause the entire 4pool to be wrecked, which could devalue everything if it is all paired to it? That would be ugly. That'd be ugly. I mean, I think that there are I think we have kind of inherent systemic risks building up in the ecosystem. So yeah, I definitely think that's possible. I just don't know how it works yet. So need to understand it better.
Yeah, this is the stuff that always comes up. Like when everybody was talking about USDT and everything in the past, and everybody's like, oh, they're just printing money. Everybody's afraid of that specific situation where all of a sudden something goes bad with one of these stables, and then all those liquidity pools, you're screwed at that point.
That's right.
So, that's kind of what you always have to think in the back of your mind. Like, how safe are stables really? in the sense of why not just keep it in ETH or BTC? You know,
Well,
unless
because
you're
then
trading
you don't have the volatility risk. If you trust the stable coin, then you don't have to worry about the loss of value except for inflation, right? So that's the if it doesn't lose its peg, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes it a lot easier because a couple of years ago, obviously you couldn't do that. But it's not it's not like you're holding a brick of gold, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's you're never going to get away from that.
Yep.
So you either just accept it and go on, but you always got that little nag back there. Now I don't, again, I kind of think that you take the ETH.
I thought you were divorced.
Well, they're still around. Just kidding, girls, ladies.
I'm the same. Eamon said, I trust Frax, very little else. Same. And I
haven't dug into the math there. Bandwagon. I love the idea, but UST has they're running an algorithm against all the other stable coins too. So
yep.
I don't know. I mean, I just haven't dug in the math deep enough. But the point is, what about the dollar? I mean, we're just used to it.
Yeah.
Does it really mean anything? I mean, I don't think so.
There's nothing backing it.
I mean, there is the U.S. full force of the U.S. gross national product.
Yes.
And, the blah, blah, blah. But, that's backing it. But it's not like gold.
Right.
It's not like a thing of something that
thank you, Dick.
Doesn't just disappear. Yeah. So all of that, you're always going to have those issues with stables. I tend to try and just not think about it at that point because when I'm like all in ETH, it bothers me. I get nervous. And so I like to and so if I bought it at 1,800 and it's at 4,000, I'm selling some of it. I do it all the time. And then I take it to stables. And then when it goes back down, I buy back into ETH with that stable.
Yep.
But, I'm happy with that psychological leap in my head, but it doesn't mean I 100% believe it. But I don't 100% believe anything. So, I'll go caveat, inchworm, caveat. No. So it's like, but still, all progress. I mean, God, remember before we were sitting there sweating it on, you're holding all this BTC and ETH, trying to figure out what to do, and there was nowhere to put it other than the dollars.
Yeah.
And that made no sense. And so, again, everything evolves. Think about last year. Think about 2 years ago. Think about how things keep getting better and better. I did post those 2 links into the show comments if anybody wants to check them out, the sphere.finance and polynomial.fi, just to make it easier for you, Brad.
Tomorrow, Joe will do a full detailed analysis on both.
Yeah. The first one spelled SPHERE. The second one, just .fi. Polynomial.fi. But more things.
I got to drop, dude.
You got to go too. I got to go. All right, man.
Hey, everybody, thank you very much for listening and watching. Eamon said, haha, truth. It's why I actually denominate my concept of net worth in BTC and or ETH. How much does this thing cost? About 10 million sats. Not worth spending that much BTC on lunch. I love it.
That's a great thing. Yeah.
I think Kobe denominates his life in ETH. I think it's Kobe. Anyway, thank you, everyone, for listening. Eamon, thanks for taking part today. Love having you around. Need to get you on. Thank you for everyone that has subscribed and reviewed us. If you have not yet, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and subscribe. Also on YouTube, rate, review, subscribe, Let's leave comments. If you have any feedback, if you have any ideas, projects we need to cover, talk to B05 Crypto on Twitter and Telegram and Discord with a #2143. Thank you very much for spending your time with us today. Joe, thank you. Have a great day.